Hello there guys, and welcome back to another Forza Horizon 5 video on my channel. It is now Series 10 in Horizon 5, the Extreme E themed month. And today I'm going to be taking you through the summer/wet season of Series 10 to get you all of the rewards in this season. So there are 63 points available in this season, unlike last series where it was mostly 52 or 53 points, so we've got a lot more points available and a lot more cool challenges to have a go at to get ourselves some rewards. Except the only problem is them rewards aren't new, because all 4 of the 20 point reward cars this month are recycled Porsches from Horizon 4 that we basically already have, and they are just another version of which. However, regardless, I'm going to take you through this week's festival playlist to get you as many of them 63 points as you can to get you the rewards in this series. You will also notice here that these two are greyed out. I will speak more about that in just a second. And they are the Hot Wheels events. And I'll also speak more about the Hot Wheels expansion as well. So stay tuned, be sure to watch the whole of the video to get all of the stuff in this festival playlist, all of these challenges completed. I'll be going through each of them, giving you some helpful tunes, tips and all the other stuff so that you can get them completed nice and easily. So let's get into it. Okay then, so firstly we're going to go over the seasonal rewards for this week. So for 20 points we have the number 23 Porsche 917. This is a really cool car. However, I've messed up already 1 minute into the video. We already have the Porsche 917 LH in the game, like the bluey greeny one. So I'm not really too sure why we need this, but I suppose it is quite a cool track car. It'll be cool to take on Hot Wheels, so I'll take it. For 20 points, it's not too bad. It isn't available in the auto show. It is brand new in Series 10, except it isn't new, it's just recycled. For 40 points, we have the Noble M600. This is a really cool car in S1 for road racing, and it's also a pretty good top speed and drag car as well. So that is for 40 points. That is also another exclusive. It can't be bought in the auto show, so I would recommend getting that. And then if you don't want it, wait for the price to go up in the auction and then sell it. So they are the rewards for this week. For the whole series, however, because it's Extreme E themed, for 80 points in the whole festival playlist, you will have the number 58 Extreme E car. So that if you get 20 points in every season, you will have the number 58 Extreme E, which is just one of the 10 versions of exactly the same car that have come in this month. And then we have for 160 points the Batman themed Razor Tachyon Speed from 2019. It is another exclusive, can't be bought in the auto show. However, it's just a bit crap because it doesn't go very fast. Although it does about 240 miles an hour, that's not really very impressive when you consider the Rimac, for example, which we'll be using this week. And it's just a bit slow, to be honest with you. But yeah, so that is for 164 Forzathon points. So if you get 40 points in every season, then you'll get that as well. And onto the Extreme E theme. You may notice that there are 10 versions of the Extreme E cars, each respectively with their team livery on. So for example, the number 58 is McLaren's Extreme E vehicle. They are all exactly the same car, they all have exactly the same horsepower, they have exactly the same top speed, which isn't very impressive at all, 134 miles an hour I think it was when stock. And they're all exactly the same car. 9 of them are exclusive and going to be included across the 4 weeks, and obviously this one in the series. And one of them, which I'll be using in this video and talking about later, can be bought in the auto show for 700,000 credits. That is literally hypercar money for a car that does 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, weighs about 2 tons, and doesn't make a sound. Apart from the humming sound that sounds like a distracted butterfly. So yeah, not too impressive. Other people have suggested this, and I think it would have been more sensible just to add one copy of it in and have the option to like get multiple of them and put the different paint on for each team, or just have one of them and have in the manufacturer paints all of the different team liveries. That would have been a bit more sensible, but each to their own. I'm not going to complain because, well, it's nice to have a car meet, isn't it? Except they're not very good on the road, so yeah, about that one. Okay then, and finally, before we actually get into this week's challenges, just a quick word about Hot Wheels. So obviously, prior to 3:30 p.m. GMT today, Thursday the 21st of July, we had the Series 9 Hot Wheels Theme Festival playlist. That was to lead up to and celebrate the Hot Wheels expansion, which was released on Tuesday the 19th. I haven't played it yet, which is why these two are greyed out. However, if you have played it, these two will be available for you to complete. I am planning on live streaming the Hot Wheels expansion tomorrow, hopefully in the afternoon, so probably 3 or 4 p.m. GMT, but I'll have to confirm that later or in the morning when I schedule it. So if you subscribe to the channel and look out in your subscription feed for a scheduled live stream, I will hopefully have that sorted, and then we can play it for a couple of hours tomorrow, get the first couple of hours of the campaign out of the way, get a general feel for what it's like, because of the videos that I've seen, I haven't watched loads of them, but I've watched a couple of AR12 Nick and Jakexvx videos and a couple of PR stunt videos. It does look really cool, I'm not going to lie, and I'm going to love getting to try it out for myself. So if you want to see that at some point tomorrow in the afternoon or early evening, GMT time, I will be live streaming that for a couple of hours, so be sure to subscribe for that. So the reason why these two are greyed out is essentially because I haven't completed the expedition yet. There's basically an expedition you get on your map when you restart your game after installing the update, and that popped up before, and I will be completing that tomorrow in order to get myself onto the expansion on the live stream, and then by that point these two will be available for me. But for the purpose of this video, it won't let me see what the car restrictions are, so the only thing I can do is just pass on that one. But as of next week, autumn, I'll be including these whichever challenges we have each week regarding the Hot Wheels expansion in these videos, but just for this week that won't be part of the video. Okay then, so we start with the weekly #Forzathon challenge, The Future is Bright. This will get you 5 points towards the festival playlist and 80 Forzathon points or 160 Forzathon points if you own the La Casa Solagera house. That comes free with VIP, and I'd highly recommend buying it even if you don't have VIP for a couple of million credits, because it gets you double Forzathon points in any Forzathon related event, including Horizon Arcade. So then, for the first chapter, Electric Era, you need to own and drive the 2019 Rimac Concept 2, which I mentioned earlier in regards to the Razor Tachyon. This car is available in the auto show, and it costs, when it loads, 2 million credits. So yes, it is quite expensive. I haven't actually checked on how much it costs in the auction. It'll probably be a bit less than that, especially since there'll be lots of demand for it for this week's challenges, because the photo challenge also links to it as well. I have created an X-Class tune, which as you can see is optimised pretty much, because 10 out of 10 for everything apart from off-road, but if you discount off-road because it's not an off-roader, then 10 out of 10 across the board. All-wheel drive, you can't upgrade the power at all, but I've got weight reduction, Forza Aero, full slick tyres and all the goodies, and also a really nice livery, neon livery, which is really cool, so props to the guy that made that. It's had over 103,000 downloads, so fair play, because it deserves it. I did actually lower the aero in the tuning. I managed to get it to do 290 miles an hour. It does about 285 with the aero on down the hill on the motorway. If you took the aero off, it could probably do about 292, 293 I would say, but really fast car and a really cool car to drive. If you want to download that tune, it is shared under my gamertag Shylo 2017. You don't have to put a tune on your Rimac, by the way, but I would recommend it because it just makes it a lot more easier. So once you've done that, you can move on to chapter 2, Advanced Technology. This wants you to maintain a speed of 250 miles an hour or 402 kilometers an hour for over 10 seconds. For this, I'd recommend going to the highway, start wherever you want, preferably at either end, so I'm at the end with the big roundabout by Mueller here, which is just over there, and essentially you just got to drive. Obviously I've mentioned that my tune goes over 280 miles an hour, so you're not going to have any issues with it. For some reason the drift transmission, the 4-speed, actually makes it quicker. I'm not really sure why. I've already completed this chapter, by the way, when I was testing it, so that's why it isn't popping up. But as you can see, you don't really need to use 4th gear. If you're in automatic, it shouldn't shift you into 4th gear, because as you can see, it's quite a way off the limiter. So sit in 3rd gear and you'll easily get that completed with no issues at all. Just make sure you wait until it pops up and stay above 250 miles an hour. That can easily be done stock, by the way, because the car does about 260 mile an hour stock. So chapter 3, like no other, wants you to win a road race in your Rimac. Basically, it can be a circuit or a sprint, but sprint races are the easiest. My favourite is the Reservoirio sprint, which starts about here and goes along the reservoir here. However, you can just use any you want. I'd stay away from blueprints, but if you want to use them, then be my guest. They just don't seem to work for me personally. And that is that. And then for chapter 4, very simply, it just wants you to drive 10 miles in your Rimac. Apparently it's got 340 mile range, which is very impressive actually for a hypercar with 1,900 horsepower, so props to you, Rimac. Hoping to see more in the future, because that's actually better than most everyday EVs that we see, which is supposed to only do about 90 miles an hour, and this does 280, so fair play, Rimac. If I could shake your hand, then I would. So yeah, basically just drive 10 miles. If you want to get it done quickly, drive up and down the motorway a couple of times. Alternatively, you could follow the Goliath route all the way around the entirety of the map. You could go up and down the volcano pass a couple of times. However you want to do it, just drive 10 miles, or I think it's 16 kilometres, and then that will be the challenge completed, and the whole weekly Forzathon challenge completed overall. I've already completed this week's daily challenge because I visited Player Azul to test out a couple of challenges later on in the festival playlist. But all you need to do is go to Player Azul, if you've got fast travel, then fast travel somewhere in Player Azul, and when you spawn it should pop up, or you can drive there, whichever you want. If you need help with any of the other daily challenges as they pop up throughout the week at 3:30 PM GMT every day, then let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to help you out. The Forzathon shop for this week contains the McLaren Speedtail for 600 Forzathon points. That was a really cool car. I made a really cool drag tune for it in Horizon 4, which had a 0 to 60 time of 0.7 seconds. Haven't tried it in Horizon 5 yet, but I might do as a reminder from this week's Forzathon shop. Really cool car. You've also got the Extreme E Pink race suit, the Steamboat car horn, which I actually think is quite comical. Yep, and the Ferrari F40, which has my wonderful Ferrari yellow themed livery, which has had over 1,500 downloads, so thank you to all of you. And if you want to download it, that is 400 Forzathon points from the Forzathon shop. Moving on then, we have the trial, which is called B-Class Heroes. This will get you 10 points towards the festival playlist, and also a 2018 Ferrari Portofino. I believe that now has a convertible functionality, so you'll be able to go to Hot Wheels and put the roof down and enjoy some nice cruising on them Hot Wheels tracks. Or if you don't have Hot Wheels, you can have a go around the map on the coast. That'll look really cool, or in the city. So for this one, you'll need anything from B-Class, basically. It is on road racing, so I wouldn't recommend taking a Baja truck because that's not going to be very good on the road, but anything from B-Class that is suitable for road racing. Obviously it's quite open, so I'm not going to show you all of the cars I've got available, but I have selected 5 or 10 of them that I think will do best in this trial overall. Okay then, so first of all we have the Jakexvx. This is rear wheel drive, 350 horsepower, and it has my lovely GBR themed livery from the World Cup series of Series 4. Then we also have the Mazda RX-7. I used this last week and it actually surprised me how good it was, really. I didn't think it was that good, but it's actually not too bad. Then we also have the 2010 Nissan 370Z. This will be returning for one of the championships later on, and you can also use it for this one as well. Not really sure why the picture's not showing up for this one. It hasn't been showing up all day, but sure, why not? And you also have the 2003 Golf R32. This is just the best Golf overall in my opinion. It's got the most horsepower, the best grip, and it's just the best overall. I love it. And you've also got the Volvo 850R, rally tyres, front wheel drive, 330 horsepower. This is just absolute god, and I love driving this in online racing. I forgot how good it was, really. Please do note as well with the trial, it is a co-op event, meaning that you and 5 other players, so a team of 6, will be racing against 6 driver tires, and you are working as a team to accumulate as many points against the driver tires as possible. It is a best of 3, meaning that if you win the first 2 races, you will not have to do the third, and if the driver tires win the first 2 races, you will be automatically defeated. Do note as well that you shouldn't be ramming your teammates, because you are on a team, you're not racing against your teammates, you're racing against the AI, and you're working as a team in order to beat the AI in total on points. So if you've got a couple of crap people in your team that are untuned and don't know how to drive, you can try and get to the front, try and block the driver tires to help them gain places in the grid. And also, like I said, don't ram your teammates, because that's just stupid. Next up then, to continue the theme of Hot Wheels, we have the Showcase Remix, Shaken Not Stirred. This will get you 5 points towards the festival playlist, and also a Rip Rod, that is a Hot Wheels car. It's like a little buggy kind of weird thing. It's not one of the cars featured in the Hot Wheels expansion. It has been in the game from the start, I think. But it is still really, really cool. For this, you do not need a car, because it'll automatically put you in, I'm not sure actually, whatever that thing is in the background. I can't really see what it is. And you'll be racing against the monster truck that you can see as the highlight of the thumbnail there. Do note that the monster trucks try to ram you off, and they always seem to be going faster than is actually possible, so do just be aware of that and try not to get wiped out by them, because they are rather vicious. Okay then, so moving swiftly on, we have the 3, I say 3, it's actually 2 this week, 2 seasonal PR stunts. I think there's also a PR stunt, yeah, there's a PR stunt there for the Hot Wheels, so technically we have got 3 PR stunts, but on the main map there are only 2 PR stunts for this week. The first of which is Boardwalk Danger Sign. This will get you 2 points towards the festival playlist, and also the number 44 Extreme E vehicle. Not sure what team that is, I don't know whether you can read it off the bonnet, I can't, so I'm just going to say number 44. For this you require anything from S1, so S1 anything goes, and it is just over here. You'll need 135 metres, which actually is more than my PB, and you'll need to start around here and gun it through. It requires quite a lot of off-roading ability, because there's like a massive swamp of water before it. And if you don't have like off-road suspension and tyres and a lot of power, you're not going to do very well, to be honest with you. Okay then, so I've tried to select vehicles with either a ton of power or like off-road ability with like off-road tyres, off-road suspension, etc. I'm going to take you through all of the available options now, and then I'm just going to pick the one that I think will be the easiest to drive and I'm most confident will be able to achieve the objective. So first of all, we have the 2003 Audi RS6. This is the same tune and livery from my outro video that you'll see at the end of this video. 1,270 horsepower from the 2JZ engine. It's on drag tyres, but I believe it's on like off-road suspension, so it should be alright, and the power should be able to recover after the water splash. We've also got the Chevrolet Impala Supersport. This has got 1,750 horsepower from the Funko Motorsports. It is very heavy, however it's just got loads of power, so that shouldn't be an issue. Then we've got the Ford Transit Tesco edition with 1,356 horsepower from the Racing 7.2 litre V8. Then we have the Hoonigan Gymkhana 10 Escort. This hasn't got much power, only 838, however, I say only, however it's an off-road car, off-road tyres, so should be okay. The Jakexvx KRS, this has got loads of power and rally suspension. And then we scoot along even further. We have the Porsche 911 GT3 from 2004. This has got maxed out 4 litre flat 6 from the GT2 RS. And then we also have the Porsche 918 Spider, which is on drag tyres and has 940 horsepower and rally suspension. So I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these and give this a shot now. Okay then, so because I like to make my life difficult and I like memes, I've gone with the Ford Transit. I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but we'll just have to find out. So as you can see, we need to cut through here, and then we basically just need to gun it. My guy in the Fiesta. That is not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to not crash into the trees and have a clean run. As you can see, the water is affecting me because I am very light. Well, 1400 kilograms, but that is pretty light. As you can see, 6 meters short. However, I will go and do that by myself now because I like to make my life difficult. I can confirm it is possible in the transit. I got it third go. However, just to make your life easier, please take something that is a bit more drivable. Moving on, we have the La Marisma Trailblazer. This will get you 2 points towards the festival playlist and also a super wheel spin. For this, you'll need anything from A class. So again, a lot of anything goals in this season so far. So again, this is in the jungle area. We need 25 seconds left on the clock once we reach the finish line, which is in the top right of the screen, just above where I am now on the map, just before you get to Player Azul. And we need anything that is basically capable of going through swamps and not hitting trees. So lots of power and off-road ability for this one. Again, I've narrowed it down to 5 or 10 cars, so I'm going to head over to my garage and show you those now. Okay then, so first up we have the aerial Nomads. This is probably a bit too light for this challenge, so I'm going to steer away from this one, but it is probably capable given it is an off-road buggy. And we also have the Extreme E thingamajig that I'm using for the championships. If you want to use that one, feel free, but it isn't really very good. Then we've got the Ford Brocky Ultra Bronco. This has got 850 horsepower, probably the best choice given it's got insane suspension. It's a level 10 car in the Eliminator and it's just got loads of power. We've got the 2021 Ford Bronco that has got 1070 horsepower from the same engine but isn't as capable off-road because it can tip over a bit, but still quite good. Then we also have the Jeep CJ5. This is made for games, hence it has no grip and the maximum amount of horsepower. It's also way too light for this challenge, not really sure why I selected it. Then we have the Jeep Trailcat, a really good off-roader, 917 horsepower. It's also heavy, which means it's not going to get slowed down as much by objects. That is a really good choice because that's got really good suspension as well. That competes easily with the Ultra Bronco. Then we also have the Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. This is really cool, however I just don't think it's got the stability and suspension of the Trailcat and Bronco. Then we have the Range Rover for 73. Again, not really like handly enough. We have the Toy Story Mini JCW Countryman. Got the horsepower, got the grip, but it's just not really a built off-roader, and hence I don't really know why it's classed as one. I mean, it's an SUV, but I would just probably class it as a crossover. The Pontiac GTO, it's on snow tyres, it's got really good suspension, but it just doesn't really turn and it's a bit too big. Then we've also got, finally, the RJ Anderson. This is also a really good choice because it's heavy, it's got loads of power and it's a built off-roader. Personally, I'm going to lean towards the Bronco because it's most manoeuvrable and it's going to deal with the swamp better, but the RJ Anderson and the Trailcat come second and third. Okay then, so let's hope we can get at least 1 out of 2 on the PR stunts for this week and not fail both of them. Unlike Nick knew when he did this challenge, the budget challenge on this Trailblazer a few weeks ago, the easiest path is actually to go here, go across the bridge this way and then cut across. He was trying to go through the village there, getting slowed down way too much by all the buildings and the walls. In fact, the easiest way is just to go through here and then cut all the way through. Although I say that and immediately crash into lots of trees, but I admit it is easier than the path that Nick kind of created for himself, shall we say. And by doing this, you essentially, especially in this vehicle, don't get slowed down as much. There's not as much stuff to bang into. He says he goes through about 10 fences, and then you can pop out here and you are much closer to the finish line where Nick was, basically. You can use that dirt path. And then, unlike Nick, who was trying to go on the road, if you get it right, it's just easier to go across the dunes, especially in this vehicle. Yeah, I admit, okay, Nick's vehicles weren't exactly built off-roaders, but mine is, so yeah. 25.345 there. That was actually closer than I thought, but my demonstration wasn't really good. I was mainly just talking too much and got a bit distracted. But at least I've managed to complete that first time on camera. Okay then, so now we move on to this week's 3 seasonal championships. These will all get you 5 points towards the festival playlist and each have their respectable rewards. For these you'll need to make sure you're on highly skilled driver tasks. However, from past experience and also due to Wolf mentioning it, I think, it automatically locks the difficulty to highly skilled, so even if your difficulty is set to below or above highly skilled before you enter the championship, it'll automatically lock it to highly skilled. Not really sure why they've done that, because it's alright for people who are not on the correct difficulty, but if you wanted to race unbeatable, you can't, so not really sure why they've done that. Bit strange, but anyway. So the first one is called Extreme Island Prix 1. The other one's called 2, so this is called Extreme E Island Prix 1. This will get you 5 points and the number 42 Extreme E vehicle, and you need A-Class Extreme E. I know, that's what I was thinking as well, yep. So because the Extreme E vehicles, there's one there and then there's 2 here, I decided to go for the one that's in the auto show, so I'm going to head over to my garage now to show you it. It's 700,000 credits in the auto show. That is a bit too much in my opinion, but the thing is you can use it for both of these championships, which I'll show you in a second. So it is the number 99 Chip Ganassi Racing GMC Hummer Extreme E vehicle. It's got 671 horsepower. That's from a street upgrading motor. A sport and race take you into S1, so I couldn't really do that. It's also really heavy. The initial launch is quite good, but then the acceleration is just very sluggish. It's only got 1 gear and the top speed is about 150 miles an hour, so it is very, very painful to drive. I'm just hoping that it has the grip to make up for it on the cross country and dirt. So if I head back to the festival playlist just to explain things, the first one, the Extreme E Island Prix 1, is on dirt, as you can see there. And then the second one, Extreme E Island Prix 2, which gets you an Extreme E black race suit, which also requires A-Class Extreme E. That one is cross country. However, my tune, basically just use it for both because you can't change the tyres anyway, and I mean the car's crap, so why not? So that's basically it. 2 of the same races, except they're on very similar but slightly different surfaces. That is essentially all there is to that. I know. Okay then, and finally for the seasonal championships, it feels like we've gone through these very, very quick. That's because we have. We have the Modern Era Seasonal Championship. This will get you a Ford Mustang Shelby GT350R from 2016, and also 5 points towards the festival playlist. For this one, you'll need B-Class modern sports cars, and you'll be racing on street racing. Heading over to my garage, I only have 1 car available, and it's the same car that we used for the Modern Sports Car Championship 2 weeks ago, I think it was. It is the 2010 Nissan 370Z, which I mentioned earlier for the B-Class Anything Goes trial. It is still see-through, it still has 363 horsepower, and it's still rear-wheel drive. However, it's quite cool, it looks really good, except you can't see it, so you'll just have to take my word for it. And it'll get you the championship done okay. I can't really offer anything more than that. Okay then, so moving on to the challenge section of this week's festival playlist, we have the Treasure Hunt Tropical Fruits. This will get you 3 points towards the festival playlist and also 100 Forzathon points to spend on the Speedtail F40 pink race suit and or the steamboat horn thingy majiggy. So the treasure clue for this week is karting on electric wheels is 5 times better if you have the skill. Now to decipher this you need to get in any electric vehicle. However, to be safe I would recommend getting in one of the Extreme E vehicles, and to be even safer I'd recommend getting in the auto show version that I showed just a minute ago. The number 99 Ganassi Racing Extreme E that I've built for the 2 same championships here. Once you've got in that, you need to get 5 karting wheel skills by smashing karts. I'll show you that in a second, and there's a key thing to doing that, and then it will pop up and you'll be able to go and find the treasure chest. If you don't want to know what the rewards are, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I was looking at something else in the festival playlist and then I accidentally said reward. If you don't want, okay, back to square one. If you don't want me to spoil where the chest is located for you, then I recommend either going ahead and completing this treasure clue now after I've given you the instructions, and then going and finding it yourself from the treasure clue, or you can skip about 30 to 40 seconds in the video until once I've shown you where it is, so that you don't get a spoiler if you want to do it later. So basically, to decipher the clue, I've already told you what car you need to get in, but the key thing is getting the karting wheel skills. Okay then, so the first thing you're going to need to do is go to this exact location on the map, which is located just to the west side of Guanajuato, and it's just as you come in from the stadium direction. And then you're going to want to find these carts over here. There are 4 or 5 of them, and then you're going to want to smash each of them. But the key thing is, you've got to do them one by one, and you have to earn the skill. It's not just a case of smashing them, you have to earn the karting wheel skill before you can then go ahead and smash another one. So here's a quick demonstration. So I'm going to smash into this one here. As you can see, I got the kart wheel skill. I wait for that to bank, and then I'm going to reverse. I'm going to go ahead and smash another one, and then once it's refreshed, that one didn't actually work. So that's the key thing. The key thing is waiting for it to bank before you then go ahead and smash it, because otherwise it's not going to count. You do actually have to get the skill. So I will have only got 1 so far and not 2, despite having smashed 2 cartwheels. So then going ahead, get another one, so that is now 2. And if you check back in the festival playlist, I don't know whether it gives you a count. No, it isn't counting, but I know I've only got 2 because I know that I only smashed 2 and got 2 skills. So I'm going to wait for that to bank, and then I'm going to go ahead and smash this one over here. Okay, so when that releases, we can go ahead and smash this one here. There you go, cartwheels. So now I've got 3 out of the 5 that I require. I don't think there are any more here. So if you run out of them to find and you can't find any more in Guanajuato, then the best other place to come is down here to the square in Mulegé or Mulej, or however you pronounce it, and there'll be some more here for you to smash until you get your 5. So once you've done that, you'll get the treasure chest complete pop up. So just a quick demonstration, there's one here, so I'm going to go ahead and smash that. Cartwheels. So once that's banked, I'm going to go ahead and smash the one right in front of me, and then that will be my 5th. So we'll wait for it to bank. This is the key thing, make sure you let it bank. Go ahead and smash this, and there you go, treasure challenge complete. So obviously I smashed more than 5, but I only got 5 skills, and the key thing is getting these skills. So then you'll have the circle pop up on the very east side of player Azul here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly where the chest is located now. So if you won't want to see it, then skip a bit in the video. Another thing you might want to do as well is check back in the festival playlist, and it'll have a little treasure clue here as to where it is. So you can see it's by a little boat, and you can see that it's in the edge of the water. The key thing is not to go too far into the water as I did at first, because you get reset and you can't go much further than where the chest is actually located. This is exactly where it is located. If you see this line parallel to the road here, it's kind of just to the right of that. And the Lugar Tranquilo house is just around here somewhere, so if you use that for reference, this is exactly where it is. So that is the Lugar Tranquilo house there, the yellow one. It's directly next to that, and there's a little hut here if you want to use that for reference. You go ahead, smash it, and you get yourself 100 Forzathon points and 3 points towards the festival playlist. Okay then, so now for the photo challenge, #Island Memories. This wants you to photograph the 2019 Rimac Concept 2 in Player Azul. That's just handy that we're already in Player Azul for the treasure hunt. So if you do it in chronological order, this festival playlist, you'll already be here. This will get you a peach roll Urius sundress and also 2 points towards the festival playlist. So the Rimac, you'll have used it for the Forzathon. It's also available for completing the collectibles. So if you don't want to spend 2 million or whatever it is in the auction, you can do the collectibles, which I'll go through in a second, in order to get your Rimac. Then you just need to go anywhere in the Player Azul area. So this is exactly where it is. If you've got landmarks on, it'll say Player Azul there. And essentially anywhere within here, and just take a photo of your Rimac. I'm going to get back in mine now and give you a demonstration of my photo, just so you can kind of see what you're looking for. Okay then, so coincidentally I actually managed to catch this guy in the 2069 Bronco here, who was just going along the road, because photo mode seems to take forever to load. When I pressed it, it was like 200 meters before it actually registered. So if I go ahead and take this photo now, you can see it's got the Rimac in it, it's in player Azul. It doesn't matter that there's another car in it, because the fact that the Rimac's in it does it all. So that is the photo challenge completed. Go anywhere within player Azul and get a photo of your Rimac for that challenge. Whoops. Okay then, and finally for the challenges in this week's festival playlist, we have the collectibles, battery powered. This wants you to smash 20 batteries in player Azul, and you can see there's a little count there. The reason I've already got one is because I just wanted to test that what I saw was actually a battery, so I smashed it and checked that it was, just so I knew what I was smashing. So as I already mentioned, this will get you the Rimac that you can use for the Forzathon and the photo challenge if you don't already have it, and it'll also get you another 3 points towards the festival playlist. So basically, if you're already in player Azul for the treasure hunt and photo challenge, you just need to look out for these battens. So there's one right here. So if you see these like little, they look like green post boxes actually. These are apparently batteries. I presume they light up in the night. So if you're doing this in the night, they will stand out more because they will light up. But in the day, they don't actually smash. That is the thing, they just kind of move as if you've hit them with a bat. But you can check by going back to the festival playlist, and as you can see, I have got 2 out of 20. You just need to do this 20 times. They're dotted all around player Azul. If you're in solo mode, which I'd recommend, if you go in solo mode here, then you'll be able to go through one, wait for it to register, rewind, let it respawn, then go back through again. That is the quickest way to do it, but because I'm already in an online session, I just thought it'd be easier for me to go ahead and complete them just by going through and finding them. Okay then, and finally we have the 2 monthly Rivals events. So firstly we have the 2nd edition of Forza EV. Last month it was in the Lotus Avaya at the Horizon Mexico circuit. This month it is at the Airfield Cross Country circuit in the, I think that's the number 99 Extreme E vehicle, the Hummer version. This will get you 4 points towards the festival playlist. That is across all 4 seasons, so you'll get 1 point each week, so don't be disconcerted if you only get 1 point added. You'll notice that you get 1 point added to each week, so by completing this in autumn, winter and spring, you'll see you'll already have 1 point before the season has even started. So same for the monthly Rivals at Sierra Prospera circuit. This is in the number 23 Porsche 917 that we've got for 20 points this week. Again, 4 points across the whole season, whole series, and 1 point each season. So if you complete both of these, 8 points across the whole series and 2 points each season, you'll notice being added on. For both of these, all you need to do is post a clean lap. That means no rewinding, no missing checkpoints, and no hitting walls. If your lap has an exclamation mark next to it, that means it's dirty. You don't want that. You just want a clean lap with just the time and nothing else. So make sure you don't get it flagged, basically. You don't have to beat your rival, you don't have to post a clean time, you do have to post a clean time, you don't have to post a fast time, and that's essentially it, just post a clean time on the leaderboard. They are the 2 Rivals events. Okay then guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, I really do appreciate your support. We're closing in on 300 subscribers, so if you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be massively appreciated. I do these videos every week. There will be a video next week as well. However, the week after that there will not be, because I am on holiday. So next week for autumn I will have a video, for winter I will not, and then I'll be back for spring again. Just a bit of a heads up, I'll try and remind you next week as well. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been helpful, and I hope you enjoy completing all this week's challenges. As I said, from next week onwards, I'll be covering the 2 Hot Wheels challenges that we have each week in the festival playlist in my videos, and hopefully tomorrow around 3 or 4 PM GMT I will be live streaming the opening few hours of the Hot Wheels expansion. So I can't speak today, so stay tuned for that one. Hopefully that'll be a lot of fun, and hopefully it'll run nice and smoothly. So thanks for watching once again, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye!